I love stealing. It's great. You get something and you don't even have to pay for it. The only real downside is that people you steal from tend to get angry, and sometimes a little violent. But I'm very smart, so I've come up with a solution. Just steal from yourself. And with this flawless logic, I've decided that Bethesda should steal things from their past games to put into Starfield. Now obviously we've already seen some elements that are returning, so I'm just going to be talking about stuff we haven't really seen yet. Starting with an alchemy system just like Skyrim has. Those who watch my Skyrim challenge runs will know just how much I love alchemy. In my opinion, it's by far the best of the game's free crafting skills. Both smithing and enchanting really require a lot of levelling and perk investment before they come into their own, and even then, you need the right sort of character for them to apply. Not too much point using smithing if you're a mage who only wears robes. But alchemy can be useful to any adventurer right out of the gate. No matter what kind of character you're playing, there's going to be potions which can make you more effective. Be it Fortify Sneak for a thief, Restore Health for a warrior, or Regen Magicka for a mage. There's just so much versatility to this crafting skill, and I hope Starfield has a good equivalent. We've already seen that you're able to scan plants, and that the game involves resource gathering, plus there's pharmacology in the research lab, which we don't really get to see anything of. But looking at the rest of the stuff, sure looks like some sciencey crafting thing that could be similar to alchemy, just more sci-fi than fantasy. While there's a good chance it could just be the same sort of chem crafting that we get in Fallout 4, I personally love a reason to explore various planets, looking for specific plants which combine with others to make a powerful consumable to take on tough missions with. Anyway, that's enough of Skyrim, let's head over to Fallout 3 for a less obvious but far more impactful feature: random NPCs fighting. Alright, full clarity, I wasn't really sure how to title this one, but let me explain. Fallout 3 has a huge list of random encounters that you can run across while exploring the wasteland. You might be minding your own business when you notice a rad scorpion fighting a group of ants in an otherwise unremarkable section of the map. Or maybe you've been fighting a group of super mutants and things aren't looking great, but then a patrol of Brotherhood outcasts show up and lend you support. These aren't things that will always happen, and can't be replicated in every playthrough, but they help the world feel more alive, especially when a random encounter interacts with a fixed location, event, or NPC. It adds a good bit of variety and helps each playthrough feel more unique. In fact, one random encounter I will always remember is going to the Super Duper Mart at the start of the game, and the UFO crash had occurred there, leading to one of the raiders outside getting their hands on the Fire Lance, one of the most powerful weapons in the entire game. A very run-of-the-mill standard tutorial style fight suddenly was ramped up a level due to this interaction. I had a much harder fight to contend with, but an even greater reward. With how much we've heard about procedural generation and the like in Starfield, I really hope it can replicate some of that magic that Fallout 3 worked. I want each playthrough to feel different, and a huge pool of random encounters, plus the ability for them to interact with the world, or worlds in this case, really does add so much to the game. Not only does it mix things up while playing, but it creates stories to share. You can talk to your friends about that one smuggling mission, and maybe your buddy is talking about how easy it was, just pass a quick speech check and through you go. But your story might be one of a sudden attack by space pirates, and how you use the distraction to slip through unseen. There's certainly going to be some level of this in Starfield, I just really hope it lives up to what Fallout 3 did. Alright, that's enough of me vaguely gushing about Fallout 3, let's get on to something more specific with Morrowind. Before anyone panics, no, it's not going to be roll to hit. That's the thing which single-handedly has stopped me from playing Morrowind for any real length of time, and I hate it more than life itself, and that's saying something. Nope, instead I'm talking about having essential NPCs be killable. Back in the days of Morrowind, you could kill a character needed for the main quest of the game, and rather than them being knocked unconscious or going down on one knee, they actually died, and you got the message that someone important was killed. I love this. I don't want to sound like too much of a psychopath, but I really want to be able to kill every single person I see. And that's perfectly normal. Stop looking at the screen like that. We all feel like this sometimes. An NPC is being a little bit annoying, so you go on a rampage and eliminate everything within eyesight. We all do it. The problem is that games very rarely let you do this these days. Friendly characters either take no damage, or just get back up after taking lethal damage. And don't even get me started on children. Kids in modern games are completely immune to harm, and so damn annoying. I know I'm not the only person out here who can't stand the little sproglings, but they keep finding their way into games, and you can't do anything to get rid of them. One small ray of light is that I don't think I've spotted any children in Starfield's gameplay previews, so maybe they won't exist in outer space. Back to the point at hand. Having all NPCs marked as killable helps a lot with immersion. However, it does cause some problems. You can easily miss out on a lot of important quests and interesting moments if you're just allowed to murder everyone. So what I'd like most of all is for this to be an option within the settings menu. By default it would be turned off, but if you wanted to play with just a little bit more realism, then the option's there. And just like in Morrowind, you could have the classic text box pop up to warn you that what you've just done could break things. To see if I can save this video from demonetization, I'm going to switch to talking about something much more peaceful and family friendly. Collecting stuff! Collectibles seem to pop up in just about every game, but often it's a case of, well done, you found one spaceship part on a random desk in this massive open world, now find 49 more. These monotonous collectathons where you're just having to pick up more of the same with no reward, suck. What's great though is what Fallout 4 does. A whole range of different unique collectibles, each of which grants you a permanent improvement to your character. There's bobbleheads, magazines, Pip-Boy games, all of these fit nicely into the world and give bonuses which match to their appearance. And the best part is, you only collect the ones you feel that you need. In just about every Fallout 4 playthrough, I'll get the intelligence bobblehead, because it's easy to grab and gives a universally helpful boost. But the strength bobblehead, that's one I only bother with when playing a melee-based character, as they get the most use out of it. Sure, it's going to be optimal to pick up every single collectible, but you don't have to. You can set yourself achievable goals and actually reach them without the need for an endless scavenger hunt. I want Starfield to do just this. Give us a host of different collectible items without the need to grab full sets. I honestly don't mind if there's maybe some sort of full set bonus, but each item needs to be good on its own. And last on my list we have my Fallout 76 entry, which is seeing the world change over time. In 76, this happened over the course of years, with the game originally being empty and bereft of any human NPCs, then them returning once things had improved in the wastes, and then the Brotherhood showing up after this. They had their feud, and then recently more cryptids have started to appear, and the cultists seem to be getting excited and more geared up due to this. This all has done so much to make Appalachia feel alive. Things really do change in a way that makes sense. There's real cause and effect taking place within the area, and I want this same feeling with Starfield. If I head to a planet where people are struggling to survive, and I help them by providing some technology and expertise, then the next time I arrive, I'd love to see that pirates have started attacking the now thriving community. Then I could head to the pirate outpost and wreck the place, leading it to being a ruin the next time I go there. While this may sound like straightforward cause and effect, it really isn't something you see half as much as would be nice in gaming. Typically locations remain pretty much the same, unless they're tied to some important main quest thing. I want planets I visit at the start of the game to have changed dramatically by the time I'm in the endgame. Travelling back to past locations and seeing the changes has always been a favourite thing of mine to do, ever since I first got into RPGs. But whenever I go back to a place after drastic changes have occurred, and yet everything's just the same, well I feel a little disappointed. Fallout 76 managed to do admirably at changing up the world, despite it being a multiplayer game where different people are doing different things. In a single player game, I imagine it would be even easier to set this up. Although I'm not a dev, so don't take my word on that. I've got my fingers crossed that we will get to play a game with locations that really do change over time. And there we have it, bit of a short list, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Apologies that my voice is a bit funny, I'm ill recording this, yay. If you still did like it though, give it a like, feel free to comment below with anything from previous Bethesda games that you hope comes to Starfield, and do make sure to subscribe for more Starfield content. As always, thanks for watching. Sarge out.